Let's have a beautiful experience. In this video, we're going to talk about labeling, how to naturally increase your testosterone, your human growth hormone, and make your penis bigger. It's a beautiful thing. You gotta love it. All right, before we get started here, please do me a huge favor. Please ring the bell, subscribe to the channel, tell us some friends. Of course, follow me on the social media. I go by Jesus_Detroit on my Instagram, Snapchat. I'm YOUNGDAYGO. And that's right, this video, we're talking about some labels. And what we're all about here in the BCC, the Big Cock Consciousness, the Big Cock Collective, where I help you manifest a bigger, wider, thicker, longer, stronger, and harder penis. Help you naturally raise your testosterone, your HGH. I'm a spiritual guide and a mentor. I'm here to expand your mind and increase your size. So without further ado, I'm here to tell you about some labels. And I know that might, like, what does this have to do with anything? And essentially a label is just a title that you're putting on, what you are. And some people are putting these things and wrapping these on their character and personality and creating their personal reality. According to Dr. Joe Dispenza, give credit where credit's due. But nonetheless, that's all source energy that flows through. And like, one of my favorite sayings is all truths are true. You just got to find the ones that make you, you. And so when we're going with that, we're talking about if you embody a title such as being a bodybuilder. And if you say that you're a bodybuilder, you start following the bodybuilder regimen, you live in the bodybuilder lifestyle, it's more manifested into you through collective beliefs, which is groups that follow the whole bodybuilder lifestyle. And everybody has their own 2 cents of what they can put into it, because there is millions and there's billions essentially of different ways of manifesting the grow, and all it comes down to is what you need to do to help you manifest your best, because there's so many ways that you can like follow this guy's belief, that guy's belief. You gotta go light, you gotta go heavy. All it comes down to is you, which is why I always talk about Paramahansa Yogananda whenever I'm doing my, whenever I'm getting all pumped up. I got a quick pump coming out of the gym, but you know what? For the fun of it, let's get it started with a pump. You know how it goes. The mind is the wielder of muscle, man. And you know how Paramahansa says, when you're going with putting your mind into the size, it doesn't matter about how many sets that you're doing, how many reps that you got. I mean, you could literally see me grow right on the screen because I'm putting my mind into the size. And you got to think that there's people that were out beyond centuries. Think about people that are locked up in jail, people that don't have the ability and accessibility of putting certain types of nutrients and nutraceuticals. According to the vegan strongman, got to give a shout out to him, man. The Airbender, one of the most lit YouTube things that you should watch. I'll go more into that a little bit later, but I'm getting this quick pumping, and I'm already pumped to begin with, coming straight out the gym, just seeing me flex and grow, and I feel like I'm going to explode. But that's why I always got to say my favorite mantra is I am magic, I am divine, and the universe is on my side. And like I'm saying here with putting your mind into the muscle, it doesn't really matter about, other people's beliefs other than what you feel, because what you feel is real. And Arnold Schwarzenegger is even one that, you got to focus on the pump. And when I pump, I'm coming. I come all day. Yeah. Okay, so you know what we're going with here. Anyways, when you get one last rep out, you go ahead and you scream and you shout, I am magic, I am divine, and I can increase my size. Oh yeah, getting lit. 2020, let's grow, let's flow. You gotta love that. It's a beautiful grow. Back from the gym, naked in a chair, and I could just get myself extra pumped, body growing, spirit knowing that I'm doing something right. And you know what? I gotta get me one of my favorite delights whenever I get out of the gym. Always gotta hit it with hit it with a beer, and that's just my belief. I don't condone the use of alcohol, but I don't condone the use of you not being you. And this is one of my rewards for getting through being me. So I say salute. Oh yeah, it's a beautiful thing. See if we can get this. Drop the bun for you know what I mean? You have a beer, you drop the bun. That's how we go. Have some fun. You know what it's all about. Oh, yeah. Gotta let your hair down too, man, after that gym. They're being all wrapped up for the last couple hours and just having a label essentially on what I was doing, because this was actually inspired from being on the Stairmaster. And what it is, I feel, you know, my exercise, like I feel like certain machines can kind of trick you on how many calories you're actually burning. And the feeling is what you're burning, essentially. So I could be on one Stairmaster at one gym and it says I'm burning 1,000 calories. And then I'm at another gym and it says I'm only burning 400 calories. And it's just like, what is this? Like the feeling of when I'm burning 1,000 calories is less than the one that I'm burning 400 calories. So when you're going off of that, you gotta step away from yourself. And that's why I always go with the, you know, the Wu Wei flow, the path of least resistance. And, you know, like I always say, man, if you want beauty to appear, you got to keep this clear. And when you're rambling all these, you know, certain types of collective beliefs, like you got to burn X amount of calories, caloric deficits, and all these things that can essentially help you if you let them, but they will beat you to your knees if you let it, you know. You mean nobody's going to hit as hard as life. You know, I'm sorry, going into a Rocky 6 analogy, just whenever I get it, I always want to grab onto it, you know what I mean? And anyway, so what we're going with, it's like I say, man, the smile is divine. It's made inside the mind. And whenever you're smiling, you're doing something right. It's getting you back to as close to, you know, our natural state is what that is, and that's a smile. Because you look at a child and you understand that, you know, when you're laughing, that is the most natural thing that we ever had, and everything else was you know, installed by this person, that person, the other, and whatever's around you, creating whatever you are. And understanding that you can step back from your thoughts and just know that you're more than them is where you get your power back. And that's why a lot of people, you know, incorporate meditation and a whole bunch of other practices to kind of, you know, help clear their head. Because everybody's got a whole bunch of stuff rambling around in there, and, you know, it depends on who you are essentially and what you got going, and understand that everything around you essentially is, you know, part of what you've been thinking. And that might sound hard to, you know, hard to fathom, but it's just like, you know, you are a reflection of your mind in a sense, which is why I always got to share my matrix hack anytime that I go somewhere. And this will, you know, definitely raise your vibration, if you want to say. Whatever it's going to do, it's going to make you feel beautiful, and it's going to help, you know, your experience along the way. Which is why if you see somebody on TV, if you hear somebody on the other line of the phone, if you're in traffic, if you're at the gym, if you're in line at a grocery store, just always intend on everybody around you. You just look at that. If there's a thought that comes on your mind, whether it's good, bad, or neutral, you just intend on that person to have a beautiful day, feel love in some kind of way, and you go along your day and you just hack the matrix. You're giving yourself purpose. You are raising the vibration essentially of the room around you. And, you know, like I say, you know, like when we're talking about, you know, my techniques, and of course you want to get at me in the BCC, drop me an email. I can teach you, you know, more hands-on with the semen retention practices. I kick it way past 10, you know what I mean? Because you can't put a label on it, you know, but there's collective beliefs around it. And I find my ways of, you know, incorporating semen retention into the big penis manifestation of raising your testosterone, which is why I got masturbation for manifestation, the jelking, the edging, the Kegels, the super Kegels, all these techniques that have been out beyond me that I'm manifesting and perfecting every day to help everybody become their best version, because essentially that's what it's all about. In the BCC, having the confidence, we're talking about being the giants that we are. We're talking about growing huge, having the huge massive pecs, massive muscles, have that huge piece of meat, throbbing at the knees, throbbing at the pecs, making you your best, you know what I mean? Give it a kiss. How you doing? That's what we're talking about the giant attitude, head in the clouds, not worrying about the gremlins at your feet, and not stopping on your best friend's house or anyone that's sending love. You know what we're about. So you always got to have that, you know, that you got to have that energy of love. And when you're talking about love, you got to go with gratitude, because gratitude is the attitude. And you know me, every single day before my feet hit the ground, and anytime that I just feel like screaming and shouting, you know what it is, man, just go ahead, take this breath. Anytime you want to grab a quick energy fix, just go ahead and remember this. I got a shot today. I feel beautiful, because gratitude's the attitude, man. You got to go with it every single day. Energy is always there for you to grab onto. It's all around you. We are energy. So you can't stop and say that I'm beat down, I'm this, that, and the other. These are labels that you're stamping on yourself that are going to keep you down. And if you keep telling yourself that you're tired, if you keep telling yourself that you're, whatever type of, wherever you're at that is putting you down, you go ahead and you guys erase that, rewrite your story, and pick yourself back up, which is why I always incorporate the triple D. And no, we ain't talking about Jaggers, Diamonds, and Drives, Guy Fieri. We're talking about don't doubt your dick. We're talking about don't make your stick your stick. Unless that's what you do to make people laugh and you're spreading love that kind of way, that's by all means you keep doing you. But when we're talking about manifesting a better you, being more confident in yourself, don't be putting yourself down. And you got nobody to blame but yourself when you're understanding that you are your own resistance. You are your own reality of what is coming into your life. Because if you're just sitting down all day, putting yourself down, saying bad things about your guy down there, that's no good for nobody. You got to be proud of what you got. You got to understand when you're holding that piece of meat down there, you're holding a piece of God. That's a piece of the divine. I know that might sound crazy to some, but you got to understand this. If we can all entertain that, we got the whole chakra system, and we got that third eye roaring back there, man, and you got the crown up there just, flowing. You got that heart always there pumping, and the sacral and all the other ones that are a whole bunch of fun. Don't miss that the penis is on the root. And I just always feel that, like there's a whole bunch of quotes that they say, if a tree wants to reach heaven, the roots got to go through hell. And you just got to be able to nourish your roots sometimes. You got to be able to appreciate what you got. And I'm not talking about, putting your guy through the ringer or anything like that. But it's more or less having the respect and, the love of what you have. You got to be proud of what you got, and just feel that you're already, just feel proud that you got a huge, that you got a huge penis. Feel beautiful that you got one. Understand that somebody loves you, and understand this before you get all, before anybody gets down on themselves. So I want you to remember my famous line that I really love to say: for everybody out there, for everybody, somebody's dick's getting hard and somebody's pussy's getting wet. So never let your insecurities ruin anybody's happiness. And you could take that, write it on a fortune cookie, some dumb boy, enjoy, and understand that you are, there's somebody that gets off to who you are, man. You're turning somebody on right now, and it might be unbeknownst to you, but you got to understand that you're a beautiful person. You got to be proud of that. And just the more that you start to love yourself, the more that everybody's going to love you back. So always start in here, man. If you want to, you wake up, you look in that mirror, and you say, I love you, man. And you pass it, just start saying, I love you. It feels good. That's why I got so many animals around. Just, remind you to love something, you know what I mean? Love your wolf, love your bear, love your scrap, love your sea. See, I got all these animals around. And it's just a reason that you're always just putting love out there. And a lot of people, they got animals. And some people might, label themselves as a crazy cat person, an animal lover. I always feel that if you're labeling yourself an animal lover, that is definitely something that is beautiful, that will definitely bring positive things into your life. Because, loving an animal is essentially loving yourself. Because whether we are, spiritual, we are all spiritual and divine, but you got to understand that everything around you is too. And give respect where respect is due. And that's why I got to just go ahead and say another salute. That was the universe just flowing, keeping me growing. So salute. It's a beautiful thing, man. So 2020, watch your labels, man. Watch your words. Your words are powerful. Just start, go ahead and today, just start telling yourself that you're a bodybuilder. That's what we're going with. That's what we're growing with. Because essentially, there's so many collective beliefs that can help you achieve, and you can put yourself on the right side of the grow to help you flow. And when we're talking about, the types of practices you can do, whether you go the steroid route, and like I say, man, I'm not against science, you know what I mean, but I don't discredit magic. And I always feel that the magic's inside, man. You got the divine, you got Hercules, you got Priapus. We ain't talking about, we don't need to go ahead and shoot up some Maca, some Deca, or any type of testosterone when you essentially got the buttons in here and you got the key to unlock it. So you just got to believe in what you got and understand that you can grow, and understand that you know, people beyond, you know, these drugs and these diets were increasing their size with their mind. Your mind is what can increase your size. So go ahead and say that. My mind increases my size, because your mind, your spirit, the divine, it's all one and the same of whatever you want to call this. Because like I say, this is a beautiful experience. Every day we're blessed that you got a shot, and don't get wrapped up and twisted into the autopilot mind that's just putting you down. Lift yourself up, take a step back, go ahead and take a laugh, and watch something on TV, watch something on the YouTube. Like I say, man, if it's making you laugh, it's doing something right. But if it's taking you off your, you know, off of your path of what you know you should be doing, that's when you got to check yourself, because that's what this really all is about anyways. And between the smiles and everything else that we're doing, we're just checking ourselves along the way to get ourselves back to the laughter, get us back to the happy. Because one of my favorite quotes I love to say is, there's a sad man on a yacht and a happy man in a box. And what I mean by that is, there could be a guy with all the money in the world and he's got everything in front of him, he's living, the world's his oyster. I don't understand the analogy, because to me it's a slug on a rock that's good for your cock. I mean, don't get me wrong, I mean, there's cheaper ways of eating hot sauce, but I like my oysters because of what it does. And you know me, I can give you some extra, you know, type of foods that can help you out with your guy down there, because essentially they're all collective beliefs anyways. I mean, you know, Casanova and the whole, he would eat like so many dozen oysters a day and it would help him perform like a rock star at the time. Understand that Viagra wasn't always out. People channeled it within. If you want to have that Viagra Cialis, you are your own creation of it. So when you're starting to entertain that these thoughts are all on you anyways, it gets you out of the way and prepares you to not use things as a crutch. Because science, as great as it is kind of a resistance in its own way. You know what I mean? Because if you're going to have to constantly be on a certain cycle, rely on a certain pill, rely on getting it from this, that, and the other, it's going to put you in a whole nother type of level of, you know, of manifestation of what you are. And I'm going into beyond. I'm going to the stars. I'm going into what we really are, man. I'm going into the giants that we are, the divine, the magic, because we are magic. Miracles happen, and understand that we have the power within us. And I believe in you. You guys are beautiful. Like Rocky Balboa says, nothing's real unless you believe in yourself. So go believe in you, because I believe in you, man. And when I'm believing in you, I'm believing in me. And when we're believing in love, that's where it all comes back to, man. Love is the true belief, the true power, the true religion, whatever you want to say. Love is the energy that everybody needs to feel and spread. And that's what's real. So with that, I intend on you guys to spread love today. Start labeling yourself in a better kind of way. I really want you to just discipline your image. Think anybody wants to take a roundhouse kick to the side of the face when I'm wearing these bad boys? Didn't think so. Now, you sign up for my 8-week program. I'm sorry, man. Just quick Napoleon Dynamite 2020 movie analogy just to get you going. You know me, I love my flicks. I love anything that just gets me smiling, and sometimes movies are one of those things that we can chop in for a moment. You might not have knew it, but you felt the energy, you felt the love, you felt the laughter, and that's really what it all comes down to. Anyways, so get out there today, spread some love, change your image in here, the beauty will appear. Make sure you're keeping this clear. If you're going to label yourself something positive, label yourself a God, because you are anyways. We are all gods. We are all divine. We are all magic. So don't forget that. You guys are loved. Let's spread some love, and I'll be seeing you on the next one. This is 2020. We're going to grow. We're going to flow. Here I go. So make sure you follow me on social media, of course. See my cat seeds, take care of the neighborhood. Wolf and my bear, Pekingese over there. You know, we got a whole bunch of things, coffee time. This is going to be a beautiful year. So make sure you're subscribing. Don't forget, like Rocky Balboa says, no bell. Make sure you ring the bell. And, you know, make sure you give me that like, man. The Arthur Fonzarelli, hey, thumbs up, like, you know what I mean? I'll see you guys on the next one. I love you guys. Peace.